Welcome back to the 31 Days of Halloween, where I am watching horror movies every day through October until the end at Halloween, which I will unveil one of my all-time favorite horror movies, which is actually culturally significant to Halloween and myself. So, long live the new flesh. Just put it in here, right? And that's how I'll get programmed when I put the cassette into my body. Yes. Do you know what this is? This is Videodrome. This movie is David Cronenberg's follow-up to Last Night's Scanners. This was made in 1983. This stars James Woods, who was an up-and-coming actor at the time, and his female lead in this is Debbie Harry, the lead singer of the new wave pop group Blondie. And this movie, I don't know why I watched this again. This is a harrowing experience. It makes up for what Scanners lacks. This is all metaphor. This is all visual metaphor. This is, in a way, it's prescient. It's about the scene where he enters the television. It's Videodrome is this bootleg video cassette and station that's made that shows actual torture of people on TV, and people are so sucked into their TVs. It's done in this kind of fictional reality that I've come to know as almost tomorrow. So it's it's not right now, and it's not in the far future. It's in a very immediate future that's very, and seeing this was made 40 years ago, 39 years ago. It'll have its anniversary next year, 40 years. A lot of this has come to pass. It's kind of that, and that's what makes it even more of a horror movie, is that it was so on the nose about, say, like internet culture and like the tribalisms of internet culture and of what we watch and of how culture forms and informs our literal existence, our stresses, our anxieties, these physical responses that we have, these visceral, real things that we feel, is our body health dependent upon our programming. There are a lot of disturbing imageries in this movie, and that's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about losing your humanity, and there's a lot of that going on in this. It's pretty nihilistic. It's pretty morose. It ends badly for everyone. There's no one to really root for in this movie either. But it's all about manipulation and being manipulated, and there's a lot to do with these horrific images. But we can turn on Twitter and see the same kind of stuff just by tuning into your timeline and just seeing the flotsam, the jetsam, the junk that people throw at you culturally. I mean, how many times have I turned on my my Twitter feed and just seen the most horrific imagery, regardless of intent, such as when the United States Army pulled out of Afghanistan, and the Harriet Exodus, and the actual video of people falling out of tire wells trying to hold on to the plane as it's lifting off, and then they fall off the bloody thing. You know, they were that desperate to leave, and they ended up killing themselves horrifically by falling from a great height. That's just, but this nails this kind of nihilism of that's embedded in our zeitgeist. It's let's see if I can, just it'll just go through the whole, like, this is a really nice feature. This is a Criterion copy. Love Criterion. They make great movie collectors level collectibles. Sorry, but yeah, there are essays in here. They go on and on and on, because this is a movie that you can go on and on and on about this. There's so many layers to this, and we haven't even started talking about the special effects. I mean, the special effects. This is where David Cronenberg makes his bones in the genre called body horror, and this will, from here, starts a family tree of what comes later in, like, The Reanimator, From Beyond, Hellraiser, and Nightbreed. I mean, the Clive Barker stuff. There's this real focus on practical special effects, and the more absurd and the more gory, grotesque, the kind of better, because it's attention getting. And oh yeah, Brian Oblivion, like this internet guru. He's like he was a TV guru. This predicts the bloody internet in our internet culture. It is so prescient. And that could be the most horrible thing about it. And then these horrific imageries that they subject us to. And it is just, this is not for the timid. It's not. How do I go back? Can we go back to the Devron system, Will? Back to the Devron system. I'll get there. I'll find it. Oh, that's fine. Who wants to watch that anymore anyway? I mean, this was a hard movie to get through in a way. It's hard to say. I grew up watching this movie. This was on late night cable TV. This was released in 1983. So I had to have been about 12, 13 years old watching this on late night TV. And back then there was nothing else in the world like it. I mean, it was titillating and it was revolting. I guess isn't that like one of the draws of horror movies anyway? It's supposed to, it's supposed to awaken and access you emotionally to be revolted, but at the same time want to see more. Maybe it's like that same morbid fascination of like why people slow down when there's an accident. You know what I mean? And it's not because you don't want to contribute to the accident. People are, looking, and there's that too. But yeah, tonight's movie, on the seventh night of Halloween, on the seventh night of Halloween, we experienced the new flesh of David Cronenberg's Videodrome of 1983, and again the music by Howard Shore. I mean, this is the same Howard Shore that won Oscars for the Lord of the Rings. This guy Howard Shore. I mean, seriously, one of the best parts about being a movie fan is like knowing your cinematographers, knowing your set designers, or your visual inspirations, or knowing your music directors, your John Williamses, your Hans Zimmers, your Wendy Carloses, and your Howard Shores. And this was just, it was about in age and fashion and in design and in look and in feel. It was called the New Wave, and it was in the early 80s. And this movie just is one of these quintessential 1980s movies. Not like a teen comedy, no, far from it. But something that just, it tastes like the 80s. It feels like the 80s. It's very nostalgic, but it is also very hard to watch. This is not for the timid. There is just, like I said, there's no one to root for, and it ends badly for everyone involved. But you will be blown away by this. We're going to see it from the lens of 40 years afterwards, and almost not even bat an eye at this, because we literally see this on our news feeds every day. We've seen like the most horrific imagery just opening up your social media, so you might not even have a problem with watching Videodrome or even its subject matters. I mean, because back then, this was like really pushing the envelope. This was the edge. It wasn't on the edge. This was the edge itself. And Cronenberg, that's his style, and that's what you can expect from watching a David Cronenberg movie. And yeah, we've been watching Videodrome, and it's the 31 Days of Halloween, and we're gonna watch a horror movie every day during October, leading up to Halloween night, and the revelation of one of my favorite all-time horror movies. And thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. We talk about comic books every day. We talk about spirituality and purpose. And we talk a lot about cooking, too. I'm growing my little channel, and I would love to earn your subscription. So tune in. And yeah, we'll be. Let's see what we're going to do tomorrow. It's the 31 days of Halloween. If you love movies as much as I do, come aboard and just let's talk movies. Leave a comment in the comments section, and let me know what you think about Videodrome. You have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.